Hello. It is your girl Rachel Real coming to you with another episode, guys, of You Ain't Crazy. I have now moved over to YouTube, created a channel basically to incorporate my podcast with a YouTube channel so that people can get the information on this side of the globe, guys. Those of you who might not know me, I am Rachel Real, the host and creator of You Ain't Crazy over on Spotify and some other platforms, but Spotify being the most familiar one. It is a platform where I give support and validation to individuals who have found themselves in a narcissistic relationship, or you think you're in one, you need support, you feel like you're losing your mind, all of those crazy things. Should I stay? Should I leave? Things like that. Just to put the disclaimer out there, I am a certified life coach. I help people with their separation, whether it's mediating or mitigating, as well as coaching you through a divorce, helping you to create your team, get your team together, things like that. That's what I do as a certified life coach. My focus is relationships. I am not a therapist, a counselor, psychiatrist, or psychologist, or anything of the like. I am an individual who went through a narcissistic, abusive marriage slash situationship. He was also addicted to alcohol, things of that nature, guys. And I made it through. I had to do a lot of work. I didn't understand what I was in. And it's not to shame the person. I struggled a long time to even come out about what I was going through, but I feel that it's important and to raise awareness, join the community to raise awareness about this personality disorder. This thing is very, very real. I had no idea that something like that would cross my path, and I can only believe that it crossed my path so that I could be on this journey to help other people to heal, from this crazy narcissistic society that we're living in, and people just make excuses after excuses for the behavior. And I've joined the community, like I said, to be able to raise awareness about this personality disorder and just to confirm with people, confirm that don't sit around and wait on someone to be diagnosed just for your truth to be validated. And again, that's what this is all about, to let people know you ain't crazy. So again, a lot of these videos will be unedited. I am not a tech person. I will drop in because, again, it's more about, for me, making sure the message gets out there, making sure when I know there's information that somebody can benefit from, somebody can heal from. It's more important to me to make sure it gets out there than me trying to make sure the lighting is right, everything is right. As long as you can hear it and you can hopefully find value in it, that and confirmation and validation to get that you need, and not have to wait for someone else to tell you, or feeling down and out and thinking that you're crazy. So again, I on my podcast, I do my walk and talks that are unedited. You may hear dogs barking, birds chirping, anything in that background, wind blowing, because again, it is just important to me. This is not my technical stuff, is just not my strong suit. I am a licensed insurance agent as well as a certified life coach. Those are my strong suits. However, going through a narcissistic abusive relationship slash marriage, married the same man 2 times, divorced him 3, I got something to talk about and want to let other people know you got this. Knowledge is power, and that's what this channel will do, is to bring you knowledge, to have some guests on here to talk as well, and to answer some questions, to do some Q&As, things like that. That's what this channel is all about, guys. Nothing perfect, nothing formal, very informal, very safe place. I don't play that insulting people and bad energy or anything like that. We don't need that, okay? So there you have it, your girl, Rachel Real. It's so nice to hopefully I'll be meeting a lot of you guys, through the comments and things like that. So definitely subscribe to my channel. And again, I am starting it out today, and you'll see me growing, and I'm sure things will improve as we go along. But right now, it's more important for me to make sure you are getting the information that you need and the content that you need to help you heal. So, now that you have that introduction and it's out of the way, I'm going to touch a little bit. You might see me look at my phone because I am not a tech person. So I'm going to see if I can incorporate my podcast, record that while I'm doing my channel now that I've gotten the intro out the way, and go ahead and do my podcast too. Like I said, I usually do the walk and talks. Check out You Ain't Crazy on Spotify and some of the other streaming streaming platforms where you can listen to podcasts, things like that. So I'm trying to do both. So work with me, bear with me. Yesterday I did one on silence is your best defense when dealing with a narcissist. And today I'm going to talk back again. I'm talking about the holidays because you got to listen. There are probably like 50 something episodes on Spotify. Check them out. The YouTube channel is new, and I'll be trying to get on some of the other platforms. But it's just very important that, I get the information out there to you guys. So today we're going to talk about healing, staying on your healing journey. Also, just giving that support and validation because it's the holidays and things like that. And people, between the songs and all of that kind of stuff, we're going to talk about it. So let me turn my podcast on so I can kind of like do two things at once. So we're going to try to see how that works. Wait a minute. Let me record. Here we go. Okay. I am used to doing my podcast on a recording, so I'm kind of doing both. So if you see me looking both ways, it's because of that. But just real quick, guys, I gave the intro, and I'm an informal person, unedited, don't have time for all of that stuff. It's about the message. So I want to talk to you, give some support today, because that's what this channel is about, giving support for those people who are victims, or hopefully you get to the surviving, thriving point in your journey dealing with a narcissist. Okay, we're going to talk back about the holidays. We are in the holidays now. Those people who celebrate, whether it's Christmas, whether it's Kwanzaa, or whether it's Hanukkah, whatever it is, whatever that looks like. Some people might not celebrate anything. It's the end of the year, and you might be struggling with, some of the channels that I've looked at, some of the just things that pop in my email, because I do a lot of research on narcissistic relationships, things like that. Narcissists in the workplace, narcissists, they're all over, okay? And I don't want to go over a lot of the stuff that's in my podcast. I encourage you to listen to my podcast because I'm now incorporating it over to YouTube. So today we're going to talk about just getting through the holidays, and as you might be going through, when you're probably grieving. When you're grieving, some people have a question where, how do I get through? I know it's not good for me. How do I deal with the pain of wanting that person who caused me so much pain in my life? And I say to you, what you're feeling, when you can get to a point of self-awareness, understand that what you're feeling is very real. You fell in love with a person who, a fake person, basically. They're not real. When you're dealing with someone who's a narcissist, unfortunately, I've been there, thought that was my second marriage. I thought I was done. I'm 52 years old. I thought I was done. And at the time, I think I was like 47, yeah, 47 years old. I'm thinking, I'm done. I'm good. Got it right with this second marriage. Everything is just great. But unfortunately, a narcissist will study you. You attract who you are. I was broken at the time, even when I accepted that person into my life. And I noticed that they just mimicked what I did. They will mirror you and whatever they think you like, or whatever they thought the person before you liked. And that's what a narcissist will do. So unfortunately, you were in love with yourself. You were in love with a fictitious person. So I say that to say, one of the things that you can do on this journey, especially now that we're at the end of the year, it's December. You got the holidays. Things are going to be closed. You probably can't listen to a song without somebody talking about their boo and all of that kind of stuff. Then you have New Year's where people feel like, okay, I got to be with somebody New Year's. I got to be with somebody Christmas. Then you got Valentine's. A lot of this stuff is commercialized. I really, really encourage you to just do some self-aware. Just kind of like put that energy into yourself. And I did another episode. Check it out on You Ain't Crazy podcast. I say to you, just make sure that if you can think about everything that you've gone through, because it's called ruminating. When you're thinking about them, because it's natural. I still have thoughts about the person, but I know my brain is just used to what I was introduced to, but my intelligence, my EQ knew that that's not good for you. This person did da 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 da. So because of that, that's what keeps me straight. And I'll be like, oh yeah, why am I even thinking of that? Why would I miss somebody like that? So as long as you know that it's very natural to think about the person, it's very don't beat yourself up about it. It's very natural to cry, to feel sad, because again, you're going to grieve the loss of a relationship, especially of what you thought was a relationship when it was really a situationship. So if you can get to a place where you know that these feelings are real, accept them. Just don't stay there. If you got to cry, cry. Don't beat yourself up like, why am I feeling this way about this person who treated me so terribly? It is because you couldn't help to recognize that somebody was getting a damn Grammy. You thought you were falling in love with a real person, and unfortunately, that's not the case with a narcissist. Whoever you're looking at now, or who you saw, is who they are in terms of that other side, that mean side, that vindictive side, that side where they're stabbing you in the back, they're slanderizing your name, they're defaming your character, they're taking people who your loved ones and turning them against you, and then they go inside with them. Like, it can be just such a mess. And I'm not going to be long because this is just an intro video, but I usually do my podcast pretty much every day, so I'm going to incorporate that. And I say to you again, not focus, but think about the things that you went through. Think about where you came from, the journey that you've come from. Hopefully you see that enough to not fall for the love bombing that you might get during this season, the phone call that you might get, because this is a vulnerable time for a lot of people who are going through an abusive relationship and they got away, or you were thinking about getting away and now you're having second thoughts. Whenever you're dealing with a narcissist, if you got away and you now are being hoovered back in, it's just going to start all over again. They don't change. As you might not, and on my channel, I give it to you straightforward. They ain't changing. Each time, and anybody who's ever gone back will tell you, it just gets worse and worse and worse. It's almost like they're saying, hey, you came back for more? You want more? You want more? So don't let the holidays get you down to the point where you feel like you gotta have someone. Fall in love with yourself. If you have children, be there for your kids. Be there for your mom, your dad, if it's, siblings, or hopefully they're not the narcissist in your life. I tend to talk from a romantic piece of it, even though I've had experiences with narcissism in the workplace and narcissistic friends, but right now I'm kind of focusing on that relationship part, because this is that time when people can really become vulnerable and go back. Don't fall for the love bombing. They're doing what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to, love bomb you. They're supposed to all of a sudden tell you how great you are, tell you that they want the relationship to work, tell you that it was a mistake. Don't fall for that, especially if it's somebody who put their hands on you, somebody who mistreated you, disrespected you, lied to you, lied on you, somebody who you can't trust. Don't think that they're going to change. I don't care. And this is not gender specific. This can be male or female. The tears, none of that. Do not fall for that stuff. If you've gotten away, you better keep it moving. If you're planning to get away, stay right on your path. Do not look indecisive when dealing with a manipulator. And narcissists are master manipulators. That's what they do. If they see you're getting away, they're going to try to love bomb you. hoover you back in to only devalue you and discard you all over again. That's the cycle of what they're going to do. So don't let the holidays get you down. I know it can happen. Find a hobby, find something to do, put that energy back in you. Get right back to where you were when you made up your mind to say, hey, I'm leaving. Where you were when you actually did leave, and you went no contact. And if that phone starts to ring because all of a sudden the other supply is not working, don't fall for it. Stay on your path of healing. If you're not strong enough to listen to all of the love songs and kissing under the mistletoe and all of that kind of stuff, don't listen to it. Listen to something else that's more uplifting for you. Know your triggers. Know your weak points. I will be dropping a lot of content, and also listen to the other content creators out there to stay encouraged, because the more you learn about this disorder, this personality, the better you're going to become. The better you'll be with your healing. But you got to get educated. The more you get educated, the more you'll understand, I can never go back. You can never go back. And if you're in it, you need to get away from it, especially if you're raising kids, because you don't want to keep a child in a toxic environment where you can't show up for them because you're too busy worrying about the narc. You want to get to a place where you don't care what they're doing, what they're not doing. Don't look at their channels. Don't look at their social media, Instagram, Facebook, or anything. No contact means no contact. If you have children, you go gray rock like you're just a rock and you have minimal conversation. Again, please listen to my podcast. I give a lot of information on there. And again, I'll be dropping some more information here as I go along. But to catch up, check it out. I have stuff on my podcast, You Ain't Crazy, on Spotify, that talks about triangulation. It talks about hoovering. I talk about just the betrayal. Can they change? Can narcissists change? No, they can't. It would take them to really be in therapy, like, constantly. If you listen to Mental Illness, his station, who's a diagnosed narcissist, he said he's been in therapy for 4 years. Most people they're not going to do therapy for 4 straight years, especially when it goes against who they are. It requires a lot of work, and narcissists are lazy. And they get bored fast. They'll just go to somebody else and do the same thing, just like they did something to the person before you. So I say to you, and I encourage you, please, 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 while you're in this vulnerable state, do not go backwards. Please don't go backwards. They're just going to treat you more terribly. They just don't have the capability and the mental capacity to be kind people. They'll act like it. That's how they got you in the first place. But that behavior that you experience is just going to come right back, and it's going to be 10 times worse when it comes back again. So stay focused on yourself. My heart goes out to you if you're just not there yet. I know that feeling, when you're thinking, you want to beat yourself up, like, why do I care about somebody who mistreated me and treated me so terribly? Why? Because you're human. They showed you a different side of them. They showed you the mask. They showed you the person who they thought you wanted them to be, and all along, and they're really good at it. So don't beat yourself up. You ain't crazy. They showed you just who they thought you wanted them to be. It was, or any character that they've seen on TV, movies, and stuff like that. They can mimic these people very well, like mine did, very well. Pick up their traits, do different things, like do stuff for you. They'll do stuff for you. Even if it's the holidays and they might even buy you a gift, don't trip, to get you back in. If somebody did all of this dirt to you, don't be so easily hoovered back in because they come and say, hey, I'm going to buy you a gift. Or you say you want something and they automatically, or you don't even have to ask for it. They may even go that route and give you something. They're human beings. They're just manipulative human beings. And unfortunately, they project onto you what they feel inside, and that's emptiness. So there's just no good that's going to come out of a narcissistic relationship other than pain. And people really, really get down and sick behind this. So, I know a lot of you are hurting out there and confused with what you're going through, but I just want to confirm that what you're feeling is real. When you feel like you missed the narcissist, that's real. It's okay. Just don't call. Just don't go back. When you allow yourself to feel, that feeling will eventually dissipate. The more you try to suppress it and act like it doesn't bother you, the more it'll linger on. And if you feel like you're in a rut and you're down and you really really need help, then you might want to seek therapy or see your doctor. Hopefully you're not at a place where you stay there. If this helps, if you can just think about all of the things that they've done to you, like write it down. If you have to write it down so that you can remember it, and then you're going to be like, even though your mind is saying, hey, I miss them, your heart might hurt, those are your emotions. We have tons of emotions, hundreds of them that we experience daily. So think with logic and not with your emotions, because your emotions will have you feeling sad one moment, angry one moment, happy another moment. Like you'll be all over the map if you really reacted to all of them. So just understand that the feeling is real when you're feeling like you're missing the narcissist, especially now. If you can think of like good times that you had and things like that, don't let that overpower you and make you forget that, like fog your mind or memory, making you forget what all of the bad things that they did. We know that there were some good things, or you wouldn't have stayed in the first place, but think of the bad things that they did. That's what helped me. I thought you tore my car up. You backstabbed me. You tried to come between my family. You lied on me. You lied to me. You bullied me. So when you think of those types of things with how a person can just be so mean and either put their hands on you or be disrespectful and talk about your loved ones and use things that you told to them against you, and just being disrespectful, being vindictive, being manipulative, lying to you, cheating on you. Mind battled alcohol addiction. One moment I'm not going to drink, then I'm going to drink. Like I had to learn, no, you are really addicted to alcohol. It took the pandemic for me to really see that, because I was in denial, but I'm not going to beat myself up, and neither should you. Just get educated. When you get educated on exactly what you are dealing with, you will understand. You ain't got to wait for nobody to diagnose them. You can diagnose them. You know what it is. If they're checking all the boxes, guess what? If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it is a duck. Don't make excuses for them. Go with your gut. Go with your intelligence and not with your emotions, to the point where you let them come back in. You will miss them, okay? But you will get past that, because realistically, you don't miss the pain. You don't miss crying every night. You don't miss being confused. You don't miss being gaslit, manipulated. You don't miss that stuff. Somebody lying to you right in your face, somebody bullying you, somebody harassing you. You don't miss that. So understand that emotion that you're feeling. You may have a trauma bond, but if you really begin to understand the personality and know how dark and empty inside the narcissist is, it's very a sad thing to even think about with them, but it doesn't give them the right to mistreat other people just because they have pain. It is not your fault that they won't go seek help, because the likelihood of them doing it is very slim to none, because they want to blame you. They're going to blame you for anything that goes wrong. You're going to get the blame. You don't miss that. So realistically, when you look at it, you be like, for real, I don't miss any of that. For real though, I don't miss that. It's just that emotion that you got to get past. And the more you become self-aware and honest with yourself, so that you can move on and allow yourself to feel and not suppress those emotions, you'll get past it. And then again, listen to the different content creators who resonates with you, so that, and again, that's what helped me. I had to really, really understand, what is a narcissist? What do they do? How do they do it? Why do they constantly lie? How can somebody look at your face and lie right to your face? How can somebody constantly switch your narrative up? Like, you say one thing and they're literally twisting around and saying, you meant this. And you're like, no, I didn't. You're constantly finding yourself defending. And it's like, okay, all right, something's not right. I know I'm not crazy. And that's how I used to look at it. That's why I came up with the title, You Ain't Crazy, because I knew I ain't the only one. And then once I began to do my research, and as I became a studied to become a life coach so I can help other people navigate through this process and through, their journey, helping them. I just was like, once I became fully aware, probably more than some therapists, because don't think that just because they go to therapy, if you find one saying, "Oh, I'm going to go to counseling" or something like that, they would have to stay there, because sometimes they can pull the blinders over the eyes of the therapist, because they're such good con artists, they're such good actors. I mean, they can cry, they can turn it on, turn it off, turn the charm on, turn the charm off. They will, anything you say they do or did is what they're going to say to you. So you got to go silent. And I talked about that in another episode on my podcast. Silence is your best weapon. Don't get dirty in the mud with them. Um, Back to educating yourself, And again, I encourage you to listen. I know I keep saying it, but listen to my podcast, because I'm getting ready to round this up. It was really an intro to my YouTube channel called You Ain't Crazy, The Narcissist Has Two Faces. So that's it for your girl, Rachel Real. I am out. Peace and blessings to you, to my first video. And again, I'm new at this whole channel stuff, so I'll get better as I go along, and it is unedited because I don't even know how to edit yet. So guess what? It's just more important to me to make sure I get the message out there. I raise awareness. I joined the community to help folks know that you ain't crazy. What you're feeling is very real. Give you the support, give you whatever validation you need as you go through your journey of healing from narcissistic abuse, guys. So it was nice meeting you. Love you guys. Love your family. I call my audience my family, because we are like a family, and this is a safe space where you can communicate and talk, and drop your questions and comments in the comment section on my channel. And please, as the typical YouTube culture, hit like and subscribe and share my video, and invite people on over so we can get this ball rolling and get you to your healing like I am. I put my work in. It was hard. I have a lot of stories. Check out my 50 something episodes and season 2 now, but check out my episodes on Spotify. This was not an easy journey by far, guys. What you see now is a person who did her work, and I had no idea what I was dealing with. And now that I know, I'm here to help you to do your work. Peace and blessings to you. You got this. Hang in there. Bye.